G'day everyone, the no recoil AS44. Let's get into it. For this video, I'll be using the Taylordrift Ultimate FPS Killer script. To download that script, you need to get it from the Taylordrift Discord, and there'll be a link to that Discord in the description of this video. If you're brand new to this script, there'll be some instructions on the screen for you now. Take a screenshot of those so you have a basic understanding of how to enter the menu, navigate the menu, and change some values. One thing that you need to make sure you're doing is that when you download the script and put it on your Zen for the first time, go down to the very bottom selection, which will be the controller configuration, and you need to go through and set all your controls. You'll see that there's one for ADS, there's one for fire, there's one for tactical, there's one for lethal, there's one for sprinting. It's all there. You need to make sure you go to that controller configuration section and set your controller layouts, otherwise nothing in the script's going to work. First off, let's have a look at these attachments. So I went with the F8 stabilizer. If you want to use the a silencer, you can go with the MX silencer, I think was the better one. I can't really remember, but chuck one of them on, it'll be fine. I'm using this barrel here. I'm not going to go through it all, it takes too long. But either way, the main thing is the ammo. Now, this one here, even though it's the smaller caliber, it's the best one to use to get it absolutely beaming. If you want to use, I think it was this one here that I used as well, the 60. I tried it out, even with progressive. The first few rounds just jump around like absolute crazy. After that, it does, you know, it's pretty nice to use, but it's just a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. This one here gave much better results, and it absolutely shreds them to pieces. So that's the loadout there. Leave it up for a few seconds for you so you can take a screenshot of that, and we'll get into working out the anti-recoil stuff. All right, so I'm going to go through and show you how to work out these anti-recoil values. This is not going to be as easy as the other weapons that we've done in the past here, these other Vanguard weapons on Warzone Pacific. This is going to be a bit harder. If you've been using Taylordrift scripts for a long time, then you're going to be fine because you probably know how progressive works. But either way, that's what we're going to need to use. So just to give you an example of what it's like without the anti-recoil, far out. So no anti-recoil. And then once you get that set up, be like this. Alright, so a bit of a difference. Now, working out the values is going to be the harder part, especially if you're new to Taylordrift scripts or if you've never used progressive before. This is going to be a bit harder. So let's get in and have a look. I'll give you a basic explanation now. So with progressive, we've got vertical start, vertical mid, vertical end, and the vertical time. And then we've got horizontal start, horizontal mid, horizontal end, and horizontal time. Okay, so there's a lot more than just rumble that has two options. But with this one, the way it works is, the way I have it here now, right? I have vertical start 52, vertical mid 23, and vertical end 23. Okay, that's what works for me. That will not be the same for everybody. Then I have a vertical time of 2000. Okay, so what this means is when I start shooting, this vertical value here, the vertical start value of 52, is applied for 2 seconds. Then what happens is the anti-recoil, it switches to this one here, the mid value of 23. It stays on that value for 2 seconds, and then it switches to the end value, which also is 23. And then you've got the horizontal over here, and that works the exact same. All of them are on -5, and then there's also 2000, which is 2 seconds. So 1000 is 1 second, 3000 is 3 seconds, 2500 is 2.5 seconds. I think you get the point, right? So what this means is, as I start shooting, the horizontal start value of -5 is applied for 2 seconds, and then switches to the mid value for 2 seconds, and then switches to the end value until you stop shooting. So the thing is with this weapon, as you start shooting, it has a very strong recoil at the start, but then the recoil sort of slows down. That's what it's like with this build. So this is why you're going to need to have your vertical start value a fair bit higher than your vertical mid and the vertical end. As you can see there, the mid and the end are going to be able to be the same. It's not going to be 23 for everybody, but whatever you work out yours to be, the end and the mid value there is going to be able to be the same. Now, we should all be able to use the same time, and then the horizontal, all of these are going to need to go into the negative. You've got to be kidding me. Can you not? Okay, you're doing a supply. No, we're from friendly. No. No. Dude, no. Dude, I'm trying to... Fucking hell. All right. The horizontal ones here can go into the negative. Now, again, it's not going to be the same for everybody, not -5 for every person. But as you can see, I've got the horizontal on the same start, mid, and end, so you'll be able to do the same. Whether it's -2, 2, and 2, -3, -3, -3, you know, you're getting the point. But this is how you're going to work it out. What you're going to do is everything's going to be on 0. All right, so yeah, everything will be on 0. Now, what you want to do is probably start on maybe 30, 20, and 20, something like that. And then go 2000 as well. And then maybe start on -1, -1, -1, and then also go 2000. And what you're going to do is you're going to just shoot at the wall like this and see what it's like. All right, so it went up that entire time. Not as much as without anti-recoil, obviously. So because it goes up, what you would do is you'd go back into progressive and then turn each of these up. So you'd try maybe 35, 25, and 25, okay? And then it still went over to the right a little bit there. So you could try -2, -2, -2, and leave the time. Back out again, try it again. So it still kicks up at the start there, but then the recoil sort of, evens out. So what you might want to do there is go in and just turn the vertical start up, but then leave the vertical mid and the vertical end, because the start is where it's kicking up the most. The recoil is kicking up the most. So you just want to stop that happening when you start shooting, and then you want the anti-recoil to back off to a lower number once the recoil of the weapon evens out a bit. And there we go. So it's pretty much going just straight across in a straight line there. So what you want to do at that stage, if that happens to you, is it's just your horizontal values. So you would come in here and you'd turn these up. I already know where it needs to be. And about there. And then you back out and try again. So this does suck a bit longer than the rumble anti-recoil, but you do get a great result with it. There you go. Still just needs a little bit of fine tuning. So you could try, I know where it needs to be, about there, there, that'll do. And there we go. So it did go up a tiny bit. If you want to go in and fine tune it a bit more and maybe try 51, something like that. That's if you want to do that. But either way, that is not going to be a problem to hit anybody at all. Now, what you will notice, especially with progressive, a bit more than rumble, is that when you're actually shooting at a person, you will need to change the values a little bit. So you might be going, I worked mine out like this. But once I started shooting at, don't you dare. Once I started shooting at people, I needed to, don't you fucker. Can you? Just fucking hell, man. Right, so before I was interrupted, what I was saying is when you're actually shooting at some people, you might need to make some small changes to the progressive. So work it out of the wall, because it's going to take a while. It's better than running around and testing it on people and dying and trying to come back and find someone. So just test it out on the wall until you get it pretty good, like you've seen there, and then go and shoot some people. One thing I had to do, I had mine sort of set on the wall, and then when I was shooting at some people, the main thing I had to do was turn my vertical start up just a tiny bit. And as you'll see by the clips at the end, some of them, it's when I was still working out the anti-recoil. So you'll see in the clips at the end, sometimes the recoil kicks up a bit and then smooths out, and then towards the end of the clips, you'll see I've got it absolutely beaming. So that's the progress you need to take, really, and that's it. Okay, now for the aim assist, I use AA version 3. That's with the linear type and the diamond shape. I use speed 15 and radius of 20. This radius might be a bit too big if you play on console, because I'm on PC. I have 120 FOV, so I can use a bigger radius to make my screen shake, to make sure I'm getting, a good advantage of the aim assist. But if you're on console, 20 might be a bit too big. Try it out if the screen's shaking. That's why I just turn it back down to 15, or, a little bit lower than that. But that's all up to you. Boost on fire is off. I've got the Taylor tracking on with a size of 3 and speed of 4. And then sticky aim is also on, size 20 and time 20. And that's it for the aim assist. I don't use steady aim or the headshot 1 or anything else. That's it. And there we go. So that's everything I wanted to go through for this video. You got the attachments, you got the aim assist that I like to use, and I've shown you how to use the anti-recoil to set this up. It's definitely not going to be as easy as working at the rumble. If you're still a little bit confused with the progressive stuff, I've done some videos on progressive anti-recoil in the past. The only difference between progressive anti-recoil now and the progressive anti-recoil that I used in the video to do a full tutorial on it is that the one that we have now has those mid values. The previous progressive anti-recoil didn't have the vertical mid and the horizontal mid values. It only had the start and the end. But either way, the way you work out the values and everything is the exact same. The way progressive works is still the exact same. So if you want a deeper, more in-depth explanation of how that works, I'll put a link in the description of this video. Click on that one, go watch the full video guide on progressive anti-recoil, and it might give you a bit of a better idea of how to work out your values. For now, I'm going to leave you with some clips of me using this weapon. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh.
You're a pussy, bro.
You're a
Enemy attack choppers in the AO. Destroy it.
UAV beginning flyover.
Kurt. Holy shit.
UAV overhead.
And I was stunned.
UAV is out of sight. Returning for resupply.
Oh, there's already one fucking coming, man.
Enemy UAV active. Look alive. Enemy chopper incoming. Shooting down. For resupply.
Oh, man.
Dropping into the AO.
Always a third party, man. Always a third party. This is fucking crazy.
Enemy UAV active. Enemy.
What?
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Oh, no.
Fuck, you're so bullshit.